name is Dallas. We're so happy to be here today. I'll show you where Siama's from. He's from a country in Africa. Of course, Africa is a continent, not a country, but everybody knows that. This is Africa. Siama's from Central Africa, and his country is called DR Congo, right here. Congo! You came from the part of Congo that's right by the ocean, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So you ate a lot of fish?
A lot of fish.
That's cool.
Yeah, and a lot of what? Laying in the sand.
Yes, it's very hot there, isn't it?
Yes.
A couple of years ago, Siama brought me home to meet his family. And when we first in movies about Africa is always jungles. You always see like gorillas, elephants,
Yeah, things
lions.
like
But we landed in a big city.
that. Yeah.
So there were skyscrapers and a lot of traffic, a lot of people.
Yes.
We got on this bus and we took off, and the further we got out of the city, there were rolling grassy hills and just beautiful sky, and sometimes a flock of birds would appear and go flying down the river. Ooh, I still get goosebumps when I think of it.
Yeah.
We got to your town. Lives now.
Yes.
They welcomed us.
Yes.
And it was beautiful.
Everyone came. Welcome.
And the impossible is possible.
Yeah.
Mama's home. It was really a beautiful reunion.
Yes.
In the evening after dinner, the sun goes down really early.
Yeah.
And when the sun went down, I noticed that there was no electricity in that part of town. It was really dark and really quiet, and I couldn't wait to see what we were going to be up to. And pretty soon, the women in the family rolled out a mat, and it was a huge rug, and we all sat there. Your mother,
Yes.
brothers and sisters, partners, their kids. And they started telling stories and singing together.
Yes.
The songs that we're going to do for you is a song that Siama wrote remembering those evenings together. It's called Yele.
Yele.
That's la la la. And we'll teach you how to sing it. This song is maestro will tell us when to sing again. Everybody say, oh, oh, right here. Oh, oh. Nice. Again. Oh, oh. Let's do it again. Oh, oh. Last time. Oh, oh. So Siama's been teaching me all these different African singing styles, and call and response. That's when, right? So let's warm up a little bit. I'll give you some fun lines, and once you're ready, we'll hand it over, and Siama will teach us how to yodel like they do back home. Are you ready, Siama?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Meow, meow. I think we're ready.
I think I'm ready.
We're really ready.
I'm ready.
I'ma go see you.
Go see ya. Go see ya. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Sing. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, 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 yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That was fun.
yeah.
I recommend yodeling every day. Good therapy.
Yeah.
Section has a yodel in the middle of it. We're going to do this line, simple little line. We'll do it. Before we begin, though, I just wanted to give credit where it's due. The yodel is mostly came to us because of the people called the people. They live in the forest of Congo and the surrounding countries, and they're really amazing yodelers. I think because they live in the forest, they're really great at layering different parts. And one of the cool things I love about singing Congolese music is that each person can do one simple thing. So you don't have to be a virtuosic singer. You just sing your part and someone else layers their part. And that really is really in the Mbaka culture. You may have heard the white people who went to Africa called them pygmies, but they have different names in different regions, but overall we call them Mbaka.
Baka.
So let's do that. One line, 4 times. Yeah. Yelele, yelele, ba ya ya. Yelele, yelele, ba ya ya. So we'll take care of that part, and you guys will layer a part, and your yele, that's it. Yele, 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 yele. You're gonna keep singing yele until I stop you, okay? Yele, yele,
Yele, yele, yele, yele, yele, yele, batate. Mama bibusi bangaka, yelele, yelele, bayaye. Kimakiritsamu. Yelele, batate. Mama bibusi bangaka, yelele, yelele, bayaye. Kimakiritsamu.
yele, yele. Keep rocking it, some. Yele,
Lele,
keep rocking it, some.
ah,
Yele,
oh, yeah,
yele.
yeah.
Keep rocking it, some.
Oh. Hey.
When we were visiting your family in
Yeah,
Congo.
yeah.
Some of the things we have here on the stage, we got there. Siama's mom made me a set of nesting baskets with grass from the village.
A village. Yeah.
And that shaker is also from that same collection. So one of the other things that we love to sing in your language, by the way, Siama grew up speaking which called?
Congo.
Kikongo, dialects of Kikongo.
Several of them.
When your father, though, spoke.
My father spoke another type of. I didn't know how.
There's a national language called Lingala.
Yes.
And people from the side of Congo speak Congolese Swahili.
Yes, Swahili.
There's actually more than 200. So you're a language guy.
Yeah, kind of.
You lived in Japan for a while, so you learned a little bit, enough to be polite.
Nihongo, a little bit. But.
And then you lived in Dubai.
And I lived in Dubai for a while.
And now you speak great English.
Trying.
I think you do really well.
Okay.
This one is in Kikongo, and it's called
Big.
Hungry. And when you're outside in the village, they have a lot of animals to our animals. Like there's cats and dogs and chickens and goats and ducks and all kinds of animals. The hawk really love the chickens.
Yes, they do.
So whenever the hawk is flying overhead, usually one of the kids will notice it first and holler, "Yimbi!" And everybody comes running out, and they all chase it away by saying, "Ko, Yimbi, ko," because ko means no. So this song is intense because we're going to chase away that hawk. And in the verses, Siama is singing, "Don't take our chickens." Hey, would you sing for us in Kikongo?
Oh, yeah, sure. Elumbuki musitanguza kuvata batata ngoloza umutanzi wa mama ngoloza umutse tunizibongele bongele ngubaza nsusieza mama Lumbuki musitanguza kuvata batata ngoloza umutanzi wa mama ngoloza umutse bongele ngubaza nsusieza mama Itala mono mama bisalanga
Let's do
salanga heko indigo imbe imbita imbe
Hey, it worked. Siama brought That's so sweet.
She was very
Would you show them the front of it?
no.
So it's made out of a piece of wood. Sometimes you might find a music store or like a global houseware. Those are usually called Malimbas, and they have less notes. And the notes are kind of softer metal, so those are really easy to play.
Yeah.
We always tell people, if you ever see a kalimba, pick it up because it's made to play. I guess all instruments are, but kalimba's very inviting.
Yes.
And sometimes they have a hole, and the hole would be to make the sound a little louder to resonate. But the people in Zimbabwe make an incredible version called Mbira. And ones who just took it to the master level of just mastery of playing. You like it?
Yes, that's why. And they like deep sounding low notes, you know. Not like
It has those low
yes,
notes.
that's why I love it.
Or musicians who play electric instruments with pickups. So if you have a kalimba or an mbira, take the maestro's advice. You can just attach the pickup on the back, and that way he has it plugged into his mic. If we were really in Zimbabwe right now, you'd be playing it inside a big calabash.
Yes.
A calabash is a big gourd, and they hollow it out, and you put the instrument inside to play, and it's a natural amplifier.
Every evening before we go to bed, we'll request Papa to come and play tampiano for us.
So sweet.
Yes, and they will be like, "Oh, I'm coming."
Can we get a taste?
Let's pretend we are there. Okay, let's sing together.
Okay. I'll give you a really simple line. When we're doing that, you can feel free to add your own line. You can even make sounds like nature sounds, a river. Or you can harmonize.
Yeah. that was making us go to sleep very quick.
Yeah, I can see that. One time we played a show. This little kid after the show came up and said, with a lot of sass, "Tell Papa Siama when he was playing that song."
Remember that?
And sometimes when, before COVID and after COVID, you play at the airport, don't you?
Yes.
A couple times a week. So if you're traveling in the future, look for Siama.
Yeah.
And you love to play Mbira because the stressed out travelers really chill out, don't they?
Yeah. They really love it. They're like, oh, thank you.
Sometimes it's that are drawn to it.
Yes.
Because the adults
Most
are
of
like,
the time, yeah.
all
The adults,
business.
let's go. Papa, Papa. Up a little bit.
yes. Maybe you could show us another instrument, like the
Okay.
ball. You played the balafon to show it to
To
them.
show. Okay, here.
It has keys like a marimba. Maybe that's the marimba's great grandmother.
Yeah.
So the longer notes are the lowest, and vice versa. This particular balafon is from Uganda, and it has a really cool sound that's produced to the wood. Is it nzete?
Yes.
Nzete tree. And it's very porous, so it gives that resonance.
Yes.
And we love it because it's transport.
Yeah.
But we have a couple of other kinds of balafons that are made with those calabash gourds, but small ones. And those are really fragile, so we don't carry those around. And then they put, you know, the little cocoons that spiders lay their eggs in. They cut those and spread them out, and then put over the top of the calabash for resonance and extra amplification. And Luke, you've played balafon and drums?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, only to Ghana though.
Yeah.
Ghana one.
Studying.
Yeah, there's a lot of music to study in
For sure.
Africa.
So in where you grew up, the chief of the town had a
Yes.
balafon that was huge.
Yeah, that was big and long, wide and long.
It was so long, 3 people had to play
Had
it.
to play it. You can't play it by yourself. And the notes was big. Like the lower note, I think 3 of this. Yes. Like this. To send a message around the villages.
So it was used to convey messages.
Yes, yes.
Because if you think about it, if you don't have a cell phone and you can't just call out to people. So if you're going to have a feast, or maybe you notice that the bridge is out and you want to warn everybody, or somebody sees a storm coming, or somebody sees that there's a visitor coming up the road. There's different songs for everything, and then depending on how many people you need to hear your message, you could play quieter for just the people
Yeah.
near you, or really loudly for the people further
Yes,
away.
Father, yeah.
Could you give us an example?
Like for the warning,
Cool. And then if you call a meeting and all the adults would go
yeah,
to the
so we'll
meeting.
go to the meeting, and for kids, it's like freedom.
So whenever
because
you hear
of-
that song,
yeah,
instead of
like,
thinking of it as the adult song,
Yeah.
you think of it like how
Like,
fun it was.
this is fun time. What is the ball?
Because when parents aren't around, you don't have to do chores.
No, no.
And then the parents would meet under a mango tree, right?
Yes.
In the middle of town, or
Yeah.
some kind of tree.
Yeah, like a beautiful tree, you know, and they will choose that to be meeting. Yeah, like a beautiful tree. If it has like a umbrella kind of looking,
Yes.
so people they will bring their chairs and sit.
To shield from the sun.
Yes.
Nice. And so then another instrument I wanted to show you are these shakers. either tomato cans, but usually they grow their own tomatoes.
Yes.
Or sometimes bug spray cans.
Yes.
And inside is
Seed.
seeds. And they call it I always forget the name. Chikare? No. Nsakala.
Ntsakala.
And so they just make them out of cans, and then sometimes you he's my Nsakala repairman. That's what they sound like. If you don't have shakers at home, you can just use like a plastic container, like a takeout container, or you
Yeah.
can use a spice jar with a lid. Put corn. They make great shakers.
Yeah.
But it's used to convey messages in Congo is this incredible lokole. We looked for these for years, but I recently, of all places, and this, it's probably 1800s. Congo, not your part, right?
No,
Siama's part is called Ba Congo. But there's another region that it's really swampy, and people travel by wooden canoes they call pirogues.
Yes.
And convey message, maybe to the next town, to tell them we're coming, we need somewhere to stay, or
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
a doctor, or whatever. Usually square, there would be a really big one.
Yes.
And that's the one that the chief to send messages like whatever.
Yeah.
But then this one was really good because it's compact and mobile. So people would go to the edge of the river, and the people up the river could hear. And I read recently online that they would, if there's a doctor up the river, you could use this to convey, like, get the doctor, we need him in our town. And the amazing thing is, you think of it like the Morse code, because the pattern they play, it's not that there's a pattern that means, in general something. It's actually words. So the notes that they play actually equate to actual words.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear what it sounds like.
Oh.
So we don't speak the Lokole language,
No.
but you could still show us what it sounds like.
All that is a phrase. Bring the doctor on something like that.
That's so beautiful. It really resonates.
Yeah.
I could tell if you really played it hard, it would.
Yeah.
It's a tone drum. In case you can't see the top, it has made out of a log, hard log,
Yeah.
hardwood. And on the end, they usually carve some kind of figures. Ours have heads.
Yeah.
You love that. Sometimes you can find them with maybe do you crocodiles or
Crocodiles.
yeah. Sometimes. Ooh. Or alligator on one and the tail on the other. Those are really cool. Or sometimes birds. And another way that messages were conveyed are drums. And I would love you to tell us about your drum.
Yeah, so I'll show you this drum today, and I'll get close to the mic so you can hear me. So I've been so privileged and fortunate. This drum is from the Volta region. This is, try saying Sogo.
Sogo.
And this drum in Ghana and Togo and Benin, and this has a lot of different purposes within the context of traditional music. And I love how you mentioned how the log drum can convey specific words.
Yes.
There's a lot of different kinds of messages this drum can make. So for instance, and in our music making today, this drum is being used to support everything that's done. So it's complementing, and it's there to uplift, but it can also be used Ahu. This particular call tells the dancers to go on to the next section. And it goes like this. So the time is here. It's like this. And you'll notice that I'm playing with sticks.
Yeah.
And so the dancers hear that call, they'll go on to the next section. And then there's another call to bring them back. So while this call doesn't have specific words, like you mentioned, it does have a meaning for the people that are listening to it. Another example does have specific words. And this is an example from a style called Ajogbo. And Ajogbo is a war dance, the Evois. And what I'll speak is of the Fo language. And it goes like this. Ja, 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 ja. Asi masi gogo masi sipucha. This is a Christian proverb that doesn't have an exact translation, but it's meant to pump everybody up to prepare for war. Nowadays it's used to entertain, but hundreds of years ago it used to uplift people for war. And so that same phrase, ja 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 ja, asi masi gogo masi si pucha. You one hand and one stick, and it goes like this. Ja 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 ja, ga ge de ge 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 ge. And with the words, ja 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 ja, asi masi gogo masi si pucha. And that's just one small example of specific words that you can speak on the drum that convey meaning. So this drum can be used to support. It can be used to lead other people in a dance or in a situation, or it can be used to convey specific meaning.
Sogo.
You can spell it S-O-G-O if you want to Google it and learn more information. But check it out, instrument, and this is one drum of a family of drums that are intended to be played together. So there's another drum that looks like this, but it's a little bit smaller. Another drum that's even more small that has an open bottom that you play with really thin sticks, and big master drums that are very loud when you play them with sticks.
Cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
So then is that...
Great question. So you can hear me. Lead drum. So it's versatile. Lead drum. Sometimes it's a support drum. And sometimes you play it with your hands.
Wow.
Or a combination of both. It depends on what the context is.
So it's really versatile.
It's very versatile, yeah.
Nice.
And it can be very loud and very deep. Here in Minnesota, because the weather is so dry and cold, it can have more of a high-pitched sound. Today I tuned it lower to sound more like we're in a humid you would be in Ghana or in Congo.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, because if any of you watching, if you have drums or guitars, ukuleles, any kind of an instrument that's wood, especially in Minnesota in the winter particularly, we have to be sure that you always have a humidifier going, or you have some humidity treating your instruments so that they can stay in as good a shape.
These traditional drums use antelope skin, and the skin can either stretch or contract with the weather, so you have to be extra careful with the skin as well. And that goes for this is a conga
Yes.
from Latin or Central America. This is a little, it uses calf skin, so a little thicker and a little bit more durable, but the goat skin or the antelope skin is a bit delicate. Yeah, here in Minnesota. Yeah.
Really good to know. So one thing we have to include, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Siama has a skill that I just recently heard, or I just overheard him doing, and I've known you since 1996.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You have to beatbox for us.
Africa.
Anything you want.
Siama.
Should we do Ndombolo?
Yes, let's go to Ndombolo.
So you wrote this song inspired used to sing under the
Yes.
stars in Congo,
In
right?
Congo, yeah.
And it is? Oh, thank you for teaching me.
Yeah.
Ndombolo. Ndombo. Ndombolo. Sing it, and it's the only word we're going to sing. You'll be an expert by the end of it. Ndombolo means dance. Dumbolo, 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 dumbolo. Next time, let's do it together. Dumbolo, 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 dumbolo. Ay, go bata baina. Bata go bata baina mama. Oh yeah. Oh
re, dumble, dumble, oh, dumble, 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 re, dumble.
We have last song is in a style called soukous that was originated in Europe. Cuba, mostly West Africans,
Yes.
but now we're talking generations later, had created this really cool music that maybe in the 40s or 50s, Cuban rumba emerged from that. And it had this really cool syncopated, what they call a clave. If you think about Latin dance, if you were lucky and had a generator or had a battery-operated radio, you could hear the Cuban rumba.
Yes.
And back in those days, musicians in Congo really fell in love with it. And they didn't know Spanish, but they would do their best at enunciating the popular songs.
Phonetically, yeah.
And maybe they didn't have a whole horn section, so the guitarist would play the parts of the horns.
Yes.
And it was just so gorgeous and fun and beautiful. And they started making their own version. So not only singing in Lingala or Kikongo, but also put a spin on the clave, because in Congo, you can't copy somebody. You got to always make up something new.
Make up some, yeah.
So they made the Congolese Rumba. And just like the Cuban Rumba, it's very romantic. And it's a song you want to be dancing with somebody. And the songs are just lovely about love and relationships. When somebody brought the first drum kit to town, that changed the whole game.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, everything could be more
Yes.
up-tempo. Instead of hand drums, it's a kit. And then people started plugging in their instruments, so it was just more loud and, just more infectious.
Yes.
So that's when soukous was born, and it is a dance form.
Yeah.
And just like with Congolese rumba, the guitar in soukous is a key, and that's what made you want to play.
I wanted, when I just heard it on the radio, I'm like, that guitar, I want to play that.
It compelled you.
Yeah, think.
And years later, when Siama was 17, he moved to the city, away from the village, and he joined a really popular band right away. And was right away recording hundreds of
Yes,
soukous songs with
yes.
really popular artists, and it brought you all over the world.
Yes.
And the song is called Malembe, and Malembe means step, slowly by slowly.
Yes.
We'll get there when we get there. You're going to be singing Malembe and Oe Mama. We'll show you what. Let's dance. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oe Mama.
Malembe, Malembe.
Everybody, sing it with us. pleasure for having us. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Malembe, ah, malembe, malembe, oh, malembe. Malembe.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.